And I'm just going to say Shabbat Shalom to everybody. It's so good to see everybody. I'm just scrolling through it. You know, we already have, it's funny because I love how early people get here. It's really cool to see how many people were already on by, I think I was here 6:15. So it's like hanging out in the sanctuary before the service and just getting to say hello. It's nice to have a little sense of normalcy and say everything. And I just want to say Shabbat Shalom to everyone. And, you know, Nate, why don't you, what are we doing first? I think we're doing
do the Shabbat Shalom song that I wrote. It's one of the only songs I wrote only by myself, which is fun. And Laura's going to start this one off for us.
Great. All right.
There we go.
I just hit unmute at the same time she did. So
okay,
I muted her again. All right, there you go.
Okay, here we go. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Now we can rest a while, light a candle and enjoy this time with friends and family. Turn your Zoom to silent, Adonai is calling you to welcome in the Shabbos bride. That's all you gotta do. Shabbat Shalom. Now we can dance and smile, light a candle and forget about that week that we just had. Say Kiddush and Hamotzi, and then we'll dine with you. Let's enjoy this time together. That's all we gotta do.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Lie, 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 la, 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 lie. Lie, 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 la, 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 lie.
Shabbat Shalom. Now we can rest a while, light a candle and enjoy this time with friends and family. Turn those Zooms to silent, Adonai is calling you to welcome in the Shabbos bride. That's all you gotta do. Say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Now we can dance and smile, light a candle and forget about all these coronavirus times. Say Kiddush and Hamotzi, then off to bed with you. Let's enjoy this time together. That's all we gotta do.
All right. That was a new piece. Who wrote that, Nate?
That's the song that I wrote.
That's nice. All right. It's a new piece by our own cantor, Nate. Good job. We're going to get into Mizmor Shir. Are you going to dance, Nate, for Mizmor Shir?
Nah, but we have a different kind of feel for it.
New vibe.
New vibe.
All right. Let's hear it. Let's do it.
All right.
It'll be
Hit it,
familiar.
Laura.
Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat, Tov Le'odot LaDonai, Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon, Uzamer L'Shim HaElyon. Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat, Tov Le'odot LaDonai, Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon, Uzamer L'Shimcha Elyon.
להגיד בבוקר חסדך, אמונך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נדר, עלי היגיון והינון. מזמור שיר Shabbat, Tov le'odol Adonai, Uzamer le'shimcha Elyon, Uzamer le'shimcha Elyon.
להגיד בבוקר הצדקה ואמונתך בלילות עלי יעזור עלי נבל עלי היגיון בגינור מזמור שיר לאום השבת טוב לדור לאדוני וזמר לשם העליון וזמר לשם העליון.
Ooh-wee. That's good. That's bluesy. I like it. That's it's a different take on that one. That's a little less raucous, a little more. Wow, that's good. I liked it. I hope you all enjoyed it. See, that's the amazing thing is our music department. You know, come hell, high water, or virus. You know, they're still creating. They're still doing a great job. And yeah, it sucks we're not in the same room, but we still got the soul. We still got the spirit of these services, and you guys bring it every week. So thank you so much. I'm going to thank you guys a lot this week, but thank you. I want to start tonight. We're gonna talk a little about tzedakah. We're going to talk about charity. I know this is a difficult time for everyone. You know, we're having a lot of conversations here at Beit Shuvah. I'm going to let you in to some of the conversations we're having about high holidays and about how we run things. And the truth is, you know, we may be doing things over Zoom for the high holidays, and while that may not be optimal, and while Corona's going on, addiction doesn't stop. So our needs haven't changed. You know, we still need all of you. We still need you guys to help us be able to do what we do at Beit Shuvah, to help all of these people that you've seen, you've heard the stories. We're going to celebrate 5 years of a birthday tonight. Natasha, happy birthday, and Mazel Tov. We're gonna celebrate with you. So I'm going to ask Jillian if you can throw up the link. Make sure that we have the link for people to donate. And, you know, I'm not going to ask you to donate. You know, I'm not going to point at people and say, you want to do Shabbos, you want to sponsor Shabbat tonight. You know, it's a little different, not face to face, but hopefully you'll go to that site. You'll go to beitshuvah.org/donate and give what you can to make sure that we feed and give a good home to so many people who need it. You know, tzedakah is part of tshuva. Giving back to people is part of, you know, an amends. And so we do tshuva out loud. We do tshuva to each other. So I want to invite anybody who has a tshuva or gratitude or something to say to the community to raise your hand. If you do it like this, I may not see it. So there's a device to raise your hand on your, yep. So Beth understands how to do it. So Beth, you're going to go first in just a sec when the rabbi finally stops talking. You know, I want to invite you guys to raise your hand and to participate and give tshuva or gratitude or whatever you can for today. So I'm going to start. Beth, go ahead. Beth?
Hold on. I'm unmuted, right?
Yep. Great.
Okay. Hi, I'm Beth, and I'm recovering alcoholic and a grateful member of alumni of Beit Shuvah. And I just want to give gratitude tonight, you know, for, you know, my sobriety, which is a long time, and also happy birthday, Kathy. I want to wish her a happy birthday. And, you know, and for having principles in my life that I go by today, because I live in a condo building, and I'm noticing that people are, like, I think they're saying basically, excuse my language, but fuck it to the coronavirus. And they're going about like unmasked, and they're seeming not to care. And I was in a market today that I needed to go to, and the cashiers aren't even saying like, follow the 6 feet of separation. And it's getting scary out there. And unfortunately, I have family that are needing to separate right now from one another because they were unfortunately exposed, and are needing to self-quarantine even though they haven't come up positive for 14 days. So it's hitting home. And I'm just grateful that, I've learned principles in my life and to follow. So that's what I want to say on this Shabbat. And I pray that everyone stays safe and well. So thank you.
Thank you, Beth. Janice and Dave, go ahead.
I'm Dave. I'm a grateful member of this community. And I want to thank Rabbi Cantor, the musicians, for this wonderful Zoom experience. But very grateful for my father, who's gone 32 years, and had he been alive, would have been 100 today. So happy birthday, Dad.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Miriam, we're going to go to you.
Hi, I'm Miriam, a very grateful member of this community. I just wanted to express my gratitude for being able to be in this community right now. I think that this is probably one of the safest places that exists right now, and the way that the staff is handling the entire situation at hand, namely like the clinical staff and Russell and the people that are cleaning and like so many other people, is really admirable. And I'm very thankful for that, to have a home, and the fact that like nobody has gotten sick here yet is really astounding. And that we still have like, some form of treatment. So I'm very thankful for that, for the fact that even during this crisis, like I'm able to continue working on myself. And happy birthday to, I think it's Natasha that's taking a cake tonight, and to Kathy for your birthday as well.
Thank you, Miriam. Charlotte, if you can unmute yourself, that'd be great. Charlotte.
You got it?
All right, well, there you go.
You got it? I thought we unmuted her.
No, you're good. You're good. We got you.
You got me? Well, I'm going to express the gratitude because I'm still here. And that's an accomplishment in itself. Pretty soon I'll be celebrating my 96th birthday. So, every day is like
Yes.
a victory. And of course, I have a lot to look forward to. My granddaughter's getting married on June 7th, and I think Ben is going to do the ceremony, right, Ben? for only about 10 or 12 people.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You're one of the 12.
I guess so.
And so am I, so I'll be there too.
Good. I'll get to see you in person. I won't give you a hug, but I'll want to. I just know that.
And one of the big things is that my other granddaughter, who was born 2 months ago up in San Francisco, my great-granddaughter that had a baby 2 months ago, and
You'll see her for the first time.
right.
Okay.
So she's coming down for that wedding, and I'll see her.
Great.
So those are all good things that are happening in these horrible times.
Absolutely. Wonderful. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Kyle, go ahead. You're on the air.
So I got to get someone at the front desk. So can you give me a second? Come back to me.
Sure. I'm going to come back to you.
Thank you.
Luke and Anton.
Can I help you?
Hello.
Sure.
Luke, Anton?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a grateful resident of Beit Shuva, and I am grateful to be here, even though like a lot of the time recently, I haven't been attending like I should, and I just find it difficult to show up there. But that's my own stuff. But yeah, no, I am grateful for everybody and all the staff and everything that they're doing. They're doing the best that they can do, and all the rabbis that make it in and all the staff that make it in. I'm grateful for everybody, even though I mightn't seem like it sometimes. Yeah.
Rabbi, you're muted.
Kyle, go ahead.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Kyle. I'm a grateful member of this community. I really want to express my gratitude. I was hospitalized and came back, and the support that I get from this community. I actually have family here today and people that love me and are on my side. And I really feel that, especially to my treatment team, Bradley, my counselor, is always by my side, and Chaplain Adam, Rabbi Carey, Rabbi Mikael, Rabbi Ben, everyone that is really here for me, and it's genuine. And I'm so grateful to be here on scholarship, and I have this opportunity to still grow within all of this with everything that's going on. And it just makes me eternally grateful that I still get to grow as a human being, to keep my sobriety and my recovery and grow every day. So thank you so much to this place, Beit Shuva. My heart is here, and to everyone that's a part of this community. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks, Kyle. I want to thank the residents who are in my groups, both the women with whom I do a group on Thursday, and the men with whom I do a group on Friday. The last couple of weeks, I'm gonna mention somebody. I'm gonna mention Annie by name, and thank you, Annie, for being brave and speaking your truth, and the rest of you that have shared your truth with me in this really difficult time. It is so difficult to stay on task nowadays. It really is. I may get on people for not joining Torah study or for not joining groups all the time, but I do understand. The motivation to get up and get out of bed is a real difficulty at times, and I get that. And I just hope that when we push and kind of try to pull things out, it really is because of what my job is. My job is to be an advocate for the soul, and sometimes I have to do that when somebody can't do it for themselves. Riley, I see you. I see your chat, and I want to thank you. Today is one of those days where I wish I could have given you a hug. And Leah, you too. It's, whether you're vaping in your room or doing whatever, I enjoy getting to see the real you, and the true you. And I'm just so grateful to work with you guys. I really am. I have to say a happy birthday, Kathy, our backyard congregant, and our most staunch and consistent adult ed and every Zoom attendee. If you think of Beit Shuva's community, we need to think of Kathy, because without Kathy, there really wouldn't be. There would be a Beit Shuva community. It would just be very different. We wouldn't have the Torah readings we do. We wouldn't have the sense of selflessness that Kathy models to us every day. And so to celebrate your birthday, Kathy, is really, thank you for celebrating with us. I really wish we could all surround you and give you a big hug and sing happy birthday to you. But we are so grateful. All right, we'll come to your backyard and we'll do that. I'm on my way. But happy birthday to you. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Nate, how you doing? How's your week been? Where's Nate?
It's been great.
You got out to play, didn't you?
I did. I played
Yeah.
some golf few days, 1 or 2.
All right.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Good.
have to drive so far these days to get it.
I know it's good because he can't drive far. Oh wait, you weren't talking about the golf ball. You were talking about in his car. Okay, sorry.
That's actually true. So that's the weakest part of
Oh,
my
did I
game.
hit you where it hurts? All right. I hit you where it hurts, the driver. I was thinking this week's Parsha is my favorite book of the Torah. One of my favorite books of the Torah. I love the book of Bamidbar. And that's what starts tomorrow. We started it this week. I don't know if it's just because it gets us out of Leviticus, which is incredibly dry and boring, but the story of Bamidbar, the story of the book of Numbers, is a story of utter failure time after time. And it's set up so well in this first Parsha this week. It's set up so nicely. What could go wrong, right? That's the kind of feeling you have is this week. God tells Moses and the people of Israel to take a census, right? Take a half a shekel. I talked about this in my rabbi's corner. Take a half a shekel so that everybody could be counted, right? Not a whole shekel, not a whole piece, because without the community, we're not whole, right? Without the community, we are half of what we could be, because as Hillel said, if I'm only for myself, who am I, right? It's not enough to live our life in dry. It's not enough to live our life not doing bad. That's only halfway. That's only halfway there. We have to do more. We have to be of service. And giving ourselves the opportunity to do that through being a half a shekel means we can be a part of a community. And in this week's Parsha, we take the census and we arrange the camp. And the camp is incredibly important, right? They're in the wilderness. They're in this chaos, and the camp represents order, right? Russell would have been a very big supporter of how the camp is broken down, exactly what the rules are, how you do it, who's got what job, making sure they're doing it, and making sure nobody's vaping in their tents, right? That's what Russell would be on top of in the middle of the desert, right? So they've got to try to get some order in this chaos. And so they arrange the tents the same way every time. And the camp is not just a physical space for them. It's incredibly important for cohesion. There are things that people do, things that people ways people can transgress that'll get them removed from the community for a time being. There are certain sins that if you do them, part of the tshuva you do is to be outside the camp for 7 days or however long you are, right? If you defile yourself or you defile the camp, you are out of the camp. And so people who gossip, people who bully, people who do all of those things, if one person sins or mistreats another person, they are not allowed in the camp. Because the camp is so important. Because the community is so important that it be safe and that everyone feels safe and that it not be about one person or one personality. Everyone in that camp needs to feel safe. And so they have a way of doing it every single time. And they're warned, if you do these things, you will end up outside of the camp. And then God says one last thing. He says, as long as you center all the camps around the tent of meeting, around the holy place where the Mishkan, the sanctuary, the tabernacle, if you center them all around me, you're going to be okay. And at first, that sounds like God's being a bully. Like God saying, well, if you focus it to me, you're going to be fine. But if you don't, right? A plague on both your houses. But that's not what God means. When God says, center the camp on me, God says, don't make it about yourself. Don't make it about you. It's not even about Moshe. It's not about a person. It's not about any one human being. It's about the principles and mission. The mission to get to the Holy Land. The mission to free yourself from slavery. We have a camp. We have a way of arranging things. Just ask our safety officer. We definitely have a way things should be. And we have to remind ourselves, it's not about each person matters 100%. And each person, when we welcome people in, we talk about how much you are going to contribute to the community and how much your presence matters. And at the same time, it's not about any one person. It's about keeping God at the center of it all. And whatever the circumstance, whatever the chaos, whatever the turmoil of the wilderness in which we find ourselves, if we keep God in the center, if we keep ourselves oriented towards God, we're going to be okay. It's not a sin and punishment kind of thing. It's a helpful piece of advice God is giving us. If we don't get too big, if we don't forget ourselves, if we stay right-sized, then we'll keep God in the middle and we'll be okay. Our camp is not a physical spot only. Yes, people come into a home of Beit Shuvah to feel safe. But those of you who have come through the program, Natasha, you're celebrating 5 years. You no longer live in the house, but 5 years of being in the camp. Nate, you don't live in the house anymore, but you went through it. Yoni, you did too. You know that Beit Shuvah's sanctuary, Beit Shuvah's healing and acceptance and holy community, it's not about four walls. It's about keeping God at the center, keeping our higher power, and realizing that that is the most important thing, staying on our path towards the promised land. Shabbat Shalom. All right. L'chadodi. I love this part.
All right, traditional time for you. Ready?
Yep. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu elecha miuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'ritila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habrecha, merosh mekedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tehila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki ba'orek uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayim nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha ubetola, toch emune am segula. Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
That feels good.
Thank you, Rabbi. I want to tell you that it means a lot that I see that you get into it too. It really helps us out.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
I've always loved, I think I've told this story, but I've always loved Friday night services, Kabbalat Shabbat services have always been my favorite service of anything. Holidays, it doesn't matter. And I always dreamt of leading leading Friday night services. And every time I'd sign up for it, I'd punk out. I'd wuss out. And the first time I ended up leading them, I was 16 years old. I should have done it at 13, but oy vey. I was 16 and I was at the Kotel. I was at the Western Wall, and I got to lead it for a group of about 40 teenagers. And we were all singing together, and just, so thank you. It still means the world to me. We're going to light some candles. No, we're going to say the Shema first, right, Nate? All right. So I'm sorry. I need this week. Hi, everybody.
I like when he does this.
Before we do the Shema, we're going to collect ourselves a little bit. We are going to take a breath. We bring in Shabbat. When we do L'cha Dodi, we enter through the doorway of Shabbat. And by the time we get to the other side, by the time we finish the song, we're in Shabbat. So it is now Shabbat. And we've done it with words, and we're going to do it with our bodies. We're going to do it with our diaphragm, our lungs. So take a breath in and a breath out. And just, if you want to, shake out your wrists a little bit or whatever, just shake out the week. If you feel tension in your body, okay, it's fine. See if you can breathe into it and make it a little less tense. Your calendar knows it's Shabbat. Maybe your body can know it too. And just breathe, relaxing into yourself. And as you relax, just want you to picture your sanctuary. Picture something that brings you peace, something that stills everything around you, something that brings you into this moment and this moment alone. Because as we say the Shema, the words of the Shema, that we should love God with all of our heart and our might, bring all of yourself to this moment, all of yourself to this surrender, this moment of acknowledgement of our place in this world, that we are just dust and ashes, and the world was created just for us. We are both of those things, more than beasts and less than gods, and yet somehow both. As we say the Shema and we encounter our higher power.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
All right. Lisa, you got them ready? You got them? All right. Nate, you ready to bless those candles?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just make sure those smoke detectors don't go off. But I'm sure they've got a fire extinguisher right next to the couch, for sure, right next to the recliner. There's
very well prepared, those two.
Yeah, for sure.
They got it all.
All right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kishano b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner להדליק נר של
Shabbat Shalom. So we got a birthday, Nate. We've got natal birthdays a lot. We've got a natal birthday, and that's Kathy. But Natasha, 5 years, right? I'm going to unmute Natasha. I'm going to let her talk for a second. Are you there, Natasha?
Yes, hi.
Hi. It's good to see you. It's good to celebrate with you.
It's so good to be here, Rabbi. Thank you so much. Even though I don't know you, I just feel like you're just like an old soul that I can so connect with, even as I'm hearing you talk about the Parsha today. Hi, Laura. Laura, oh my gosh, and I saw Fanny was on too. So I'm so glad that I get to acknowledge. Is it my turn to speak?
So
or?
actually, are we gonna sing Happy Birthday first or after, Nate?
Okay, sorry.
We'll sing to her
okay.
now. Why not?
What?
We'll sing to her now. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it. And by we, you mean you. Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natasha. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back sober.
Yay.
Absolutely. All right, take it away, Natasha.
Hey, so I just want to give a shout out to Laura and to Fanny and to all the staff that aren't here, but like Laura just helped me to really, what I love about Beit Teshuvah is it's not just about getting sober. It's so much more than that. So much more. It's about discovering your purpose. It's about, Rabbi, I love how you said that you're a soul advocate when we can't advocate for ourselves. When I came into Beit Teshuvah, I couldn't even talk to God. I just felt so ashamed. And so I just disconnected my relationship with God through my substance use. And I was so broken. But people like Laura were like, hey, why don't you try to play the piano again? And, you know, and like inspiring me to step out of my fear and to go into that. What did we do? It was like a talent show or something that she was like calling me on the phone. Even when I got out of Beit Teshuvah and I was in outpatient, she was like, hey, can you like come and do like a little mini interview and talk about how like you stepped out of your fear and you're going for this. And Fanny, who like taught me about how my body and like mind connection is, how my body and mind are so connected. And Rabbi Mikhael, he was my soul advocate. He was the one that was like, no, you're gonna do this. Like he would push me just enough where I didn't resist, but I almost did it just somewhat to spite him as well, to show him that like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you I can do this. And he knew that about me. And so I just, every year I take a cake at Beit Teshuvah. That is my, that has been my spiritual, one of my traditions that I do. It's so much beyond tradition though, because Beit Teshuvah is everything you said, a community, makes you feel a part of. I love the Parsha reading in the sense that you talk about the half shekel and that we, each person had to be counted because they matter to God. Like each person individually matters to God, and then the tribes collectively as well, right? We have to be together. We have to find our tribe and be together. I love the proximity of the tabernacle, that we have to be close. So Beit Teshuvah taught me that I have to be close to God. If my spiritual relationship is not fit, I'm not going to have sobriety, or I'm going to have like a not good type of sobriety. I won't have a good quality of sobriety. So going to Torah study in the morning, every morning at 8 o'clock when I was there, taught me discipline. I loved that. I would get mad at the residents when they would grumble and complain, because I would tell them, you sound like the Israelites we're learning about in this Torah study. You're grumbling and complaining. You got up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the connection and didn't complain. Like, shut up and let me listen to what the rabbis say. I was kind of ornery and angry when I got in there, but I love that about Beit Teshuvah. I had a spiritual advisor, a substance abuse counselor, a family therapist, a therapist. I had a whole team, a true treatment team. A lot of these treatment facilities talk about having a treatment team. That's not really a treatment team. This model of treatment at Beit Teshuvah is so unique and so inspiring. And the fact that people are motivated to discover their purpose and then encouraged to work and find work and be self-sufficient. So you're not just leaving Beit Teshuvah sober and like, now what do I do? It's just so much more. Like all of your talents, all of your unique gifts that God has given you are like magnified and supported. I love that, Nate. I love that you are the cantor. You know, it's like that commercial. I used to be a client. Now I'm the president of that men's hair. It's like, yeah, I used to be a client and now I'm the cantor. Like that's the kind of program this is motivating people to be the best version of themselves. And I just love that. I love the acceptance. I'm so grateful. And I have to come back to Beit Teshuvah every year to remember that by you guys picking me up when I couldn't pick myself up and drawing me closer to God when I couldn't draw closer to God has saved my life. It really has. And I've had 5 years before. I've had 5 years twice before this, but I have never had the quality of recovery that Beit Teshuvah inspired me to have. So I want to say, I know I'm rambling way too much right now. I just want to say thank you so much. I so appreciate each and every one of you that I don't even know, because your smiling faces were there every Shabbat, every Friday. And it was recovering addicts and supporters together in the same room. And it's just awesome and amazing. Thank you for your support of Beit Teshuvah. Thank you for believing in us when we cannot believe in ourselves or could not believe in ourselves. Thank you.
You are that beautiful. You are so welcome. I want to point out, so Natasha, you mentioned that you mentioned the Torah study at 8 o'clock, right? Raise your hand on your camera if you remember when Torah study was 7 o'clock. Okay, so it was 7 o'clock for a long time, and now it's 9 o'clock, and people aren't even getting up. So it's cool. Thank you so much, Natasha. We're gonna move from that, and Natasha, it's inspirational to hear, you know, your journey, that you came in with a broken relationship with God and not being able to connect and feeling so much shame, and to now thriving and doing well and really preaching the gospel of Beit Teshuvah. We're going to do a Misha Berach now for those who may still be struggling, a prayer of healing for those who are dealing with mental illness, addiction, physical illness, whatever people are going through. I'm going to encourage you, if you want, as Daniel and Thea sing the Misha Berach, I'm going to encourage you to put in the chat who you would like to say, for whom you'd like to say the Misha Berach. You're on.
Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah Yivarech Virapeh HaCholim Elna Rifanala Elna Rifanala Elna Rifanala Elna Rifanala Misha Berach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov.
Do you like this statue?
Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Hu yivarech virapeh echacholim.
Wow. Hey, Daniel, before we let you go, can you just say, do you miss me, miss misery? No, sorry, don't worry. That was an Elliott Smith reference. Anyway, Thea, I think you guys got another song in you, don't you?
Absolutely.
Hello. All right, we're gonna sing another song. We lost. I think we lost him this year, right, Laura? Was it this past year we lost? 2 years ago? Wow. God.
2 years.
All right. There's BC and AC. There's before COVID and after, and I've just lost all sense of time. But all right, take it away.
Ready, Nate? 1, 2, 3.
Well, I started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone, and the sun went down as I crossed the hill, and the town lit up, and the world got still. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing.
Well, the good old days may not return, and the rocks might melt, and the sea may burn. I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing.
Some say life will beat you down, break your heart, steal your crown. So I started out from God knows where. I guess I'll know when I get there. I'm learning to fly around the clouds. What goes up must come down. Learning to fly, but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Learning to fly around the clouds. Learning to fly, learning to fly.
Nice job. Beautiful. Before I change the mood to, we're going to do Kaddish in just a minute. Yes, coming down is definitely the hardest thing. I want to acknowledge one person that I didn't acknowledge in the gratitude, and that was a mistake on my part. We have a lot of amazing employees at Beit Shuvah, a lot of people working towards a common cause, and I'm so glad that Russell and everybody who's keeping us safe is getting recognition. And I'm thrilled to say that our own Tim Foster, who doesn't get the recognition he always deserves, was named the Employee of the Month, during this crisis. And if you don't know Tim, first of all, you don't know true kindness, because that's who Tim is. But Tim has kept our kitchen not just running, but has brought it to new heights. I can't tell you how many people have talked about the food that's been coming out and how much they enjoy the people who work in the kitchen. And selfishly, every time I see Tim when I walk in, he's like, yeah, all right, give me 5 minutes. Just I can't do it right. But he'll like make me this gorgeous plate of breakfast, and it's something he doesn't have to do. And I mean, that's just a tiny thing for me. More than that, he could never. Tim, I mean this 100%. You could never do that again, and you would still have such an amazing place in my heart, because I just think you are a wonderful human being and so generous of spirit, and it is an honor to work with you and to learn humility, true humility from you. So thank you. It's hard to transition. It's hard to transition from that to Kaddish, but I know that one of the people for whom we're saying Kaddish is Tim's father, and we will, remember him as we remember everybody. In our year, we're commemorating the yahrzeits this week of Wilson Thacker and Michael Colton. Laura, Judith Bagish, I guess was your relative. Paul Newman, Dan Applebaum, Bernard Geiger, Ronald Flesch, Mark Bulber, Norman Cravoy, Bernard Brown, Gabriel Adam Redstone, Bruce Weber, and David Maybrook. And we're in the year of mourning for Ben Anderson, Joel Atkin, Sherry Fishman, and David Foster, Tim's father, Mike Foster, Glenn Goss, Jody Krasovsky, Noah Lehman, Eleanor Lubert, Clara Pinto, Faye Pollock, Mary Jo Poyer, Joan Praver, Patricia Reichman, Barry Rose, Daniel Rosen, Mordechai Sesportis, Zachary Schiffman, Sarah Schmidt, Bernie Shapiro, Joe Stabler. Hi, Ronnie. Love you, miss you. Joe Stabler and Steve M. Stewart. Also, we've had a lot of deaths in our community over the last few weeks, and we are doing memorials over the next couple of weeks, both this coming week and the week following. For various reasons, we're not going to announce these memorials, but if you have someone that you know is in Beit Shuvah and you want to say you want to be a part of the memorial, please find out more. You can email Jillian or me, Rabbi Goldstein at beitshuvah.org. We are having shloshim, or memorials, for everyone who has passed away recently. I'm going to stand as I say Kaddish, and I'm going to invite you to either answer Amen on your own or to enter it into the chat. Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma tivrach Yerusei v'yamlich machusei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beis Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulmei olmaya, Yisparach v'yishtabach v'yishpa'ar v'yisramam v'yisnasei v'yisadar v'yis'aleh v'yisalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchasa v'shirasa tushbechasa v'nechemasa damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom yiramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. And now we are going to end our service with Oseh Shalom, and we've got a guest rapper. I believe it's Asia, or is her? It's either Asia or a girl named Lila. I'm not sure who it is today. But all right, take it away.
Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'yal kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'yal kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'yal kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'yal kol Yisrael.
It started off as a need for an identity. This manic search for who I was has drawn to dark intensity, a profound fear of who I was inside. Through drugs, crime, and deception, I chose to hide, presenting this image, building this wall, running from the fact that deep down I felt small. I tried to play it off like I'm hard, no one can touch me. The facade began to crumble through, embraced by this community. Faith Yeshua is helping me to let go of my mask, providing all I need for me to dig deep in my past. Right now my life feels full as I observe the push and pull, respect my darkness and my light. I've surrendered in that fight, eager to discover what the future holds for me. Thank you all for helping me to set myself free. Celebrating life as we sing Oseh Shalom. Beit Yeshua is not just rehab, it truly is a
Yaseh
home.
shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'yal kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. V'yal kol Yisrael.
That's beautiful. Oh my! I didn't see Julia. I'm so sorry. You're so out of frame. I didn't see you there. But hey.
Hi.
And Asia, that was awesome.
Thanks.
Your rap name is Reese's Pieces, but that's fine. I also want to, JP, it's good to see that you're on here. Sending our love to you and your family. You know, just sending love to everyone. Nate, you there?
I'm here.
Where'd you go? Here you are. I'm sending love to you, Nate.
Oh, thank you.
Because I miss you.
I miss you too. I miss the whole crew. It's been rough. I'm over it.
Yeah. It's been really rough. I had to, you know, shit talk some of our alumni over Zoom. It's not the same.
No.
You know, we're debating who's better, Michael or LeBron, and like, obviously they're wrong, right? It's clearly Michael. He's the GOAT. But fine,
I agree with
whatever.
you.
Zach A, I don't want to hear a word out of you. I know we got to let you guys go, but I just want to wish you all a good Shabbos. And really, as my mom always says, may it be a happy, healthy, peaceful Shabbat for us, all our friends, and our loved ones. Amen.
Amen.
Great spending the Shabbat with you, Rabbi.
You too.